What's going on? How y'all doing? So yesterday the video didn't go through, but I'm gonna try this one again. And I was talking about Scottie Pippen, and Scottie Pippen got a book out. And Scottie Pippen said in the excerpts that without him there's no rings with Michael Jordan. Said that the success wouldn't be the same. I go along with that. I give him that. However, what I found comical was he was not a better player than Michael Jordan. He was impactful for Michael Jordan. And he's one of the greatest sidekicks. And you could make the case Scottie Pippen in the last 30, 40 years might be the ultimate sidekick. Because I've looked at Scottie Pippen and thought to myself, I could team him up with so many of these guys. His style worked real well on the perimeter. But I never looked at him as the it dude. So he's got his book out, and he's basically threw some shade at Michael Jordan, you know. And I've been probably one of the few people. I never thought Jordan was the greatest player ever. I thought Jordan's marketing of himself was better. I thought Michael Jordan might be arguably the greatest shooting guard. I won't argue against that point, but I didn't think he was the end all be all as a player. I always thought that because it's too hard to say who's one player that's greater than that. I have players that I like. I got players I like better than Jordan, you know. And I felt that way. I respected his game, but I wasn't all, gung ho on him. Wasn't all sweating him. But I will say this. I can tell you who he was better than. And he was a better player than Scottie Pippen. I like Scottie for what he did. But Jordan was a better player. So when I hear this book that Scotty's coming out talking about, that this and that, I'm like, come on, man. I said, now, when you left the Bulls, when you did have that 1 year when Jordan wasn't playing, you were all-star, you balled, bad call 94, you balled. All right. But then the next year you was struggling to be 500 and you was on TV on the sidelines putting Jordan shoes up, like, come back. Then I remember it was a 97 year, 90, one of the years you were holding out, and Jordan's like, come on back. And when you did, you came back, you won. Then when the Bulls broke up, you went to Houston, played with Charles Barkley and Elijah one. You called Charles Barkley out his name. Well, y'all was older, and the team wasn't in the peak and the prime no more. So what you expect? You weren't gonna win. That didn't work. Then you go to Portland. That's where you really, really could have put this out the park. You had a young Rasheed Wallace and Damon Stoudemire and all them guys. You were going against the Lakers. You were catching Shaq in his peaks in his prime when Shaq was really unstoppable. And you had Field, and you had a young Kobe, Glenn Rice, a 67 Laker win team season. And you're up by 15 fourth quarter, and what happens? You blew the game. Game 7, everybody remembers Kobe's lob to Shaq. And after that, that was the end of your run. You were never the team again. And as far as the team that was next in line to dealing with the Lakers was Sacramento, then San Antonio. You were not heard from again. Then you went back to Chicago, and then, so on and so forth. But the thing is this. Revisionist history is funny. Scotty earned his 6 rings. And he's one of the greatest players ever. And I always said he was a better defensive player than Jordan. He was a versatile cat. But everybody knows his scoring is the reason why he's never in discussions with Birds, with LeBron, and some other small forwards, because he didn't score enough points. He would have games where he could go 40, the next game he could go 4. His inconsistency was maddening. And it didn't translate the way it should have, because he was a skilled cat. He came a long way from Central Arkansas. But, his attitude, the Tony Kukoc thing, I can name all these different episodes. He was not better than Michael Jordan, but he was important to Michael Jordan. And I will say, I don't think Michael Jordan would have had quite the same success without having a Scottie Pippen. People say he could have won as many. I saw Chris Broussard and them trying to say that. I said, I don't know if he wins no 6. He might win 2 or 3. I don't know if he wins no 6 without Scottie. That was special. But anyway, give me your thoughts and takes about Scottie Pippen throwing some at Michael Jordan. What's your thoughts and your takes? Please hit like, subscribe. I welcome thoughts and comments. I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. And, sometimes people be saying some stuff. You just never know. I'm out.